Hey besties, I hope you're well. I hope you are absolutely thriving. This one is a bit of an interesting one I am covering today. I don't usually do this kind of stuff on my YouTube channel. However, I do have a lot of information about this situation and my YouTube channel is a little bit rogue right now. I'm kind of just doing whatever I want. It's weird that I know a lot about this situation considering I don't follow many influencers at all, let alone Australian influencers. I feel like these people that I'm going to talk about today literally just kept popping up on my For You page on TikTok all through COVID, especially when we were in lockdown in Melbourne. There wasn't a crazy amount to do and you kind of just get to know these people's lives. I just want to say I'm not Team Anna, Team Attis, Team Michaela, Team Veruca at all in this situation. I'm not like a massive fan of any of them. And I personally don't think people should be fans of influencers. In saying that, I find this whole situation super interesting and I know a lot of people out there do as well. I posted a TikTok on my personal channel which got quite a bit of traction and a lot of people were confused. And I know for me, I'm seeing a lot of information going around at the moment and I just kind of wanted something where all the information that was out there, that was online, that was he said, she said, was all in one spot because I love a deep dive. I love watching deep dives. And like I said, I think I've been following these people since COVID times, so just before they started to peak. So I've kind of lived through every situation that we're kind of talking about today and seen it all happen in real time. Before we start, everybody get cozy. I have tea because we are spilling tea today. I'm in some really chilled out clothes. I'm literally just relaxing. Relax to get into this. If you want to listen to this in the background, this is the type of podcast for that. I'm gonna start from the beginning, but before I do, please know everything I am saying is alleged. A lot of it is he said, she said. I was not in these situations. It is all alleged. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not taking sides at all. I'm literally grabbing all the ingredients and making a massive minestrone soup of a deep dive of this entire situation. Like I said before, I love a good deep dive. I love just sitting there watching a good deep dive and I hadn't seen one of this, so I wanted to compile it for everybody because there is so much information in this. It is crazy. So let's start with the main character in the story. This is Anna Paul. She's a 25-year-old influencer who lives on the Gold Coast in Queensland. One of her big backstories she talks about a lot is she came from nothing. So she grew up, her parents were very poor. They didn't really have much of a Christmas or were able to buy things. She became massive and kind of skyrocketed into the influencer world around COVID times where she would post a day in the life vlog pretty much every single day. Her bio was, I vlog every single day in my life. She had a very upbeat personality, very happy, like you want to be around her, you want to be her friend kind of vibe. And she had an interesting life compared to kind of the average person you kind of know in your day-to-day life. She didn't work a 9-to-5 job. She is an OnlyFans creator, which kind of funded her lifestyle and was able to give her financial freedom and create these fun daily vlogs. She started doing OnlyFans work before the pandemic when the app was so new. So a lot of people didn't know about the app until they came across Anna's vlogs on TikTok. A lot of girls who saw this lifestyle she was living signed up for the app with her referral code. And a lot of girls, I guess, didn't really understand the long-term consequences of having 18 plus content of yourself on the internet where it could live forever. Once it's on the internet, it is there forever. Another thing Anna didn't do was change her name. Now, a lot of people in the sex work industry changed their name for privacy and safety reasons. Anna didn't do that. She kept her name, which fans thought was very personable of her and again, felt like they were a close friend of hers. Now, if you watched her daily vlogs back then, you didn't really know that's what she did. She would sometimes sprinkle in that information here or there. But if you go to somewhere like her Twitter, it's very raunchy and it's very kind of popular in the sex work industry to find new subscribers and followers. She did, however, lose her TikTok account with I think roughly like 2 or 3 million followers because apparently she was promoting sex work and her OnlyFans. But I don't think there was like a distinct thing. Like she didn't come out and say like, I do this, I do this, I do this, like come see this. It was very much like subtle, but TikTok did not like that at all and they shut her full account down. I would say this was roughly around 2022 and she had to start again on TikTok. And she has built a brand right back up. She is now at 6.9 million followers at the filming of this. Because of the situation, I don't think she ever mentioned it again on TikTok. However, she has mentioned it before on Instagram and that will eventually lead to her downfall. One thing that made Anna stand out was you got to know her family and all the characters in her life, which you don't usually see with other influencers. You got to see how close Anna was with her family. One of the main characters you got to really know in Anna's kind of main circle in her life was her boyfriend, Glenn Thompson. And he was amazing. He was such a good boyfriend. Everybody just absolutely loved him. He was really funny. He was really goofy. Such like a beautiful, supportive boyfriend. Anna and Glenn started dating in high school and they were just like such beautiful high school sweethearts. Everyone rooted for them all the time. Anytime Glenn was in content, everyone just fell in love. Like, he was so much fun. He worked at his family's like auto shop or like car shop. I'm not exactly sure, but it was something to do with cars. He would work there at his family's work, and Anna would come in all the time in her vlog. She'd be like, I'm going to visit Glenn today at work and drop this off for his sister. So it was really like wholesome. It seemed not long after Anna's peak though, Glenn quit his job at the family business and was with Anna 24/7. She never kind of dropped into the shop anymore. They were always together. They were always traveling. They were literally like joined at the hip. So you got to also know Anna's immediate family. So her mum is Turkish descent and they call her Mama. Her dad is German descent and they call him Papa. Her mum and her dad did split up years ago, but they're still super close and spend a lot of family time together. They'll always go on family trips and things like that. She also has a brother named Johannes Paul, but everybody, including his family and people online, call him Attis Paul. Now, Attis spends so much time with Anna. They're pretty much joint on the other hip than she is with Glenn. He is in most of her vlogs. So seeing this whole family so incredibly close, like brother, boyfriend, mum, dad, even though they're separated, it's a very wholesome environment. It's like watching your favorite TV show. Characters will come in and out. I think the thing with Anna that people found so refreshing was, yes, she had wealth, but she would like absolutely spoil her family and use it for good. Like, she would just take her mum on random shopping sprees. She would walk into a store and be like, I really like that, I'm gonna buy that for Attis. And one thing that was so refreshing was she wasn't pushing brand deals down people's throats. Like, every second video wasn't a paid sponsorship. There was no like White Fox, Beginning Boutique, like Mermaid Wave Hair, Skinny Tea, nothing like that at all. No hate to any of those brands, I'm just saying she did not do any like influencer sponsorship content. Apart from one exception, which was Stax. Now, I absolutely love Stax. The founders have their own backstory. Again, come from nothing. They're the most beautiful people, Don and Till. She wasn't crazy with it, but she would put up like a discount code like Anna10. And then she was the first influencer to create a collection with them. And it was fun, it was pink, it was such a vibe. So to promote the new collection, Don, Till, the owners, Anna, Attis, and Glenn all went to Los Angeles together. And that's where they shot the campaign. And it was like so much fun. Anna wore like her Stax collection the whole time. They did photo shoots. They took you along like every aspect of the journey. So I'm gonna step back a tiny bit to pre-TikTok. So in high school, Anna was doing YouTube. She was doing kind of the standard influencer stuff like hauls, day in the life vlogs, advice, questions. And while doing research for this deep dive, I cannot find the YouTube channel anywhere. It's kind of disappeared. But a lot of clips are surfacing online, and we'll cut back to those later when all the allegations start. A big part of Anna's personal brand was with her YouTube money, she was able to buy a red BMW, which was her dream car. She had custom number plates. It was really cute. She would always pose with it. People would see it out. And then she got it custom wrapped to this like chrome green, which was insane, and we hadn't seen anything like it. Same thing happened again. People were taking photos of it. People would leave notes on her car, and in her daily vlog she would film it and come out and be like, look at this cute little note people left me. And most recently she got a G-Wagon. It was wrapped in this kind of like whiteboard material, so she would have like the chalk like pens and you could write messages on the car, which is crazy. I'd never seen anything like that in Australia before. She had a very good personal brand going for her. Her day in the life vlogs were so interesting because again, you're not just going to work. She was like, I'm gonna go to the biggest lolly shop in the world today, or me and Glenn took a road trip down to the beach and we found this secluded beach. A lot of her stuff was very wholesome and no one had any issues with her because she was literally just out here being a vibe, living her best life. Now, one thing I did find really strange was Anna never really showed off her friend group or people she was friends with. Sometimes people would comment and ask about them, but she just said she didn't want to show them on her vlogs. But the thing about her vlogs was she would vlog every day of her life, and there was never an instance like I went out with my friends and we ate this, like, and she just didn't show them. She was always with Glenn, Attis, and her immediate family. That was until we got introduced to one of Anna's friends, Michaela Testa. But we didn't really get introduced to her prior until she became Attis's girlfriend, Michaela's brother's girlfriend. But apparently they had been friends for years beforehand. Another fun fact about Michaela is she dated Kid Leroy back in high school. So back on track, Anna lived with Glenn and also her mum in a house kind of on the lakes in Queensland. I'm not super familiar with Queensland, but it was a nice area. Attis and Michaela moved in together into a really cute apartment. They got a cat together. They were buying furniture. They were buying like home appliances. It was a really like cute and fun like honeymoon phase. In December 2020, Attis, Anna, Michaela, Glenn, and Anna's mum all moved into this massive house together. It was a mansion. It was on a lake. It had a pool. The garage was the size of like a normal house. It even had an elevator inside their house, and it looked like a content heaven, the amount of content they were all making together. It was so fun. It was such a vibe. Now, the first kind of big controversy to rock the Paul brand was in April 2021, where Attis Paul's ex-girlfriend Alice Patterson came out and talked about alleged grooming and Attis's predatory behavior. They dated when they were in high school, and Alice was only 13 when Attis was 16. She obviously has a lot of proof about this situation: text messages, photos, witnesses, friends and family. There was even a photo that I'm not going to put up, but Attis was very predatory in the photo and kind of holding Alice in a very kind of off way for her age. Like, it wasn't a good look, it wasn't a good situation the way he was touching her. So this was like a very big thing, like I said, to rock their kind of community that they built. A lot of underage fans were big fans of these people, so to have something like these allegations come out was very shocking. So when Alice started speaking out about this situation, Anna's team sent her a cease and desist letter. Now, this cease and desist letter was kind of a bit off. It wasn't written professionally at all. I cannot find anything online about it anymore. It looks like it's kind of scrubbed off the internet. But again, when I was living this in real time, the way they were talking to her in the cease and desist wasn't like very professional or lawyer-like. They obviously did this to kind of scare her into silence and get her to stop speaking, but this made Alice speak up even more. Obviously this involved Attis, but this was massive for Anna's personal brand. They all went silent for a few days, and then they released a YouTube video titled "For Our Supporters." Like I mentioned before, her entire YouTube has disappeared. I don't know if it's just me that can't see it, but I am trying to find stuff online and it's really hard. I did find this screenshot and a few other little tidbits that have come out recently. Now, Anna came out and kind of tried to debunk a lot of things. She defended her family. They were saying that Alice had always wanted to be an influencer and that she was clout chasing and trying to get her 15 minutes of fame. Her brother also jumped in and filmed a little bit as well, but the majority of the video, probably 2/3 at least, was Anna talking to the camera about the whole situation. One thing Anna did talk about was, even though her brother might have been in year 12, he was the age of someone who's meant to be in year 11. But again, it doesn't really, like, it's still a pretty big age gap for someone who was 13, 14 at the time. Again, I think it was really strange that Anna was speaking out about the situation so much. I guess it's because her personal brand, but again, she wasn't in the relationship. It was between Alice and Attis. That kind of got swept under the rug pretty quickly, but the next kind of big controversy to rock the Paul family was only a couple of months later. Now, people obviously know that Anna and Michaela made their money through OnlyFans. However, people were questioning Attis a lot, and Attis came out and spoke about crypto. Where do I even begin with crypto? It's a lot, and everything I know about crypto is super shady and it scares me. So Attis always talked about how much money he was making from crypto, and he ended up promoting, alongside Anna and Michaela, Hushcoin. And what they were doing, there's an online term for it, it's called pump and dump. I know, it's a very weird name and I don't like saying that out loud. So pump and dump is pretty much when an influencer buys coin and pumps it up a lot. They say they got it for a really low price and the investment in it is going to be insane. Their fans will jump in and it will raise the coin and like the price and value of the coin, and then the influencers will buy out straight away and take all of the money. Again, a lot of this is swiped off the internet, but Anna and Attis were promising massive returns if people buy Hushcoin. Anna even claimed she made about $30,000 from it, and fans were left disappointed when they invested and there was nothing left because they took all the money from it. Whilst OnlyFans is obviously a lot of 18+ content in the adult industry, it can be used for anything because it is a subscription site. Attis created an account called Crypto Bull Runs, where it was $49.99 per month to subscribe. And he would kind of allegedly give advice to people and talk about crypto and what to buy and what not to buy and what to invest and what to pull out of. Also, apparently, if you wanted to message him, you had to like send a tip if you wanted like to message him to get advice. It was a lot, and people were investing like their last paycheck to kind of get as much money as they can, because they saw Attis and Michaela and Anna and Glenn living this glamorous life, which Attis said it was mainly from his income from crypto. A lot of people weren't happy when not only were they not making money, they were losing money. So there was a lot of interviews happening, a lot of articles came up that I will flash up on the screen right now. Ultimately, Attis shut down his crypto account and really never mentioned crypto again. After that, I really don't remember him promoting crypto kind of at all, which legally seems to be a pretty good decision. So when COVID died down and the borders opened up, Anna and her whole posse would do a lot of traveling together. Now this was fun and it kind of deviated from her regular day in the life content where she was just hanging around the Gold Coast. They would get one of those like around the world tickets where you would fly to like LA, New York, Paris, London, Dubai. So it literally like went around the world. I remember they even went to Aspen and it was just so beautiful, and the content they created again was just so fun and wholesome. So whilst they did travel a lot, there was one instance that really stood out, which was June 2022. Now it was Michaela, Attis, Anna, Glenn, and possibly some of the family like Mama and Papa. Fans instantly picked up that something was wrong though. So Michaela was on the trip, but she wasn't going out with them. She was stuck in her hotel room a lot. She would say that she wasn't feeling well, she was sick, she was jet lagged. The vibes were really off in this situation. Not long after, her and Attis both put up an Insta story saying that they had broken up, and this shocked fans. This sent shockwaves through the influencer community. Fans did not see this coming. People were so confused. They could not believe this happy couple that were literally living in each other's pockets had broken up. Again, everyone thought they were happy together. Both Anna and Attis said it was a mutual decision, and then things kind of got a little bit flaky after that. Whilst they said it was mutual, fans had so many speculations on what had happened. Mick seemed really upset. She ended up flying back to Australia and lived in like the big mansion that I spoke about before, and said that the whole family was moving out and she was staying in the mansion on her own. Michaela then went traveling. She went to Bali. She was reunited with some friends that we had never ever seen before when she was with Attis or living with like Michaela and Glenn and the whole family. Mick did a bit of traveling on her own. She went to Bali with some friends and did a bit of soul searching and healing, which was ultimately so beneficial for her. She did post a few TikToks about the breakup and how she's doing. I will insert them here now.
Okay, some big sister advice. For the past 7 weeks, this has been me. You probably already know, but my boyfriend left me. And I was trying to leave him every single month for the past 2 years. And one day I was like, this is it. And he never let me come back, you guys. And I was absolutely devastated. I thought my life was over. I thought, I'm going to... And I had been with him for so long, I couldn't imagine a life without him. And we became one person. So I didn't even know how to think. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how to live or breathe without this person in my life. I was in an extreme state of stress, panic. And I know this feeling all too well because I had this before this person. And my friends were doing the whole Mick, like, remember last time? Like, everything's gonna be fine. You'll live. Just forget them. And I was doing the whole, like, what do you know? You don't know anything. This is my soulmate. Like, shut up. But hey, seriously, listen to me now. You have made a fake reality and fake version of this person in your head because they're not here right now. And they're not here for a reason. I know a lot of people have a different story than mine, but I obviously didn't want this person for a long time. Why am I right now acting like I need them so bad? And it's all psychology. So you've been left, you've been abandoned. And this is like trauma that is like deep inside. Abandonment issues, right? So right now you feel abandoned, you feel heartbroken, you feel like everything. And this person is in a powerful spot because they can decide what happens from here on out. But no, you can decide. Today, you're going to decide to choose yourself. You're going to choose yourself and you're going to never talk to this person again. You're not going to give them time of day because they don't deserve it. Stop wasting time. Stop wasting your life. I've just wasted 3 years of my life with somebody. Like, I wasn't even there, like a side quest. Like, I wasn't even all there.
Anna had stated she would always be friends with Michaela, and Michaela said the same thing about Anna. Now, we're going to pause on Michaela for a minute. She will come back into this story later. So this wasn't even a bump in the road on Anna's like world or her journey. She kept acting normal. Everything was fine. She was posting daily. She was traveling. She was thriving. Attis was posting vlogs. He was in Anna's vlogs. Nothing changed when Michaela left. Anna even went on a morning TV show in Australia called Studio 10. It was a live cross to her, like in her house. and the interview was like her and Mama. It was like really interesting and strange, and the caption was welfare to influencer. So I'm gonna play some of it here, and I will link the rest of it below to the Studio 10 YouTube.
Yes, I actually, so like I said, we had no money, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna go get a job because I want to buy my mum some gifts. Like, I went to her in the kitchen, I was like, Mum, I want to get a job because I want to start buying you some gifts. And she's like, okay, you can do that.
So Anna and her family decided to go on another trip, which obviously wasn't out of the ordinary. They did Hong Kong, Turkey, Europe just in general, and they went on a cruise. However, one thing was out of the norm. Glenn wasn't at the airport to go with Anna on this trip. And fans noticed instantly, like fans were like, where is Glenn? Why isn't Glenn with you? Like I said earlier, they were joint at the hip. He went on every trip with her, domestically, internationally. Fans were freaking out at this point. Anna put up a TikTok about it and it had a lot of likes and a lot of views, and she was just pretending this was super normal. She did mention like he's just doing some stuff with his family, spending time with his family. She said there is nothing to worry about. This is so normal. Everything's fine. Anna was posting on her trip as always. She was filming vlogs in these small towns that she would visit, the activities she would do. But there was one difference. There was another guy in the background of her vlogs. They didn't bring up this guy at all. But again, on this trip was Anna, Atis, Mama and Papa, and this random guy. He was even on the cruise with them. Like, it was just so out of the ordinary. He was in the background of stuff. He was like waving at the camera when they would do like random things together. But he was just like never mentioned. The last vlog of the trip, they were in LA and then she got back to Australia, and the first vlog she posted on TikTok, she goes, so Glenn and I broke up. Now you need to tell me if that was a good impression or not, because I'm going to put the video in here of what happened.
So Glenn and I broke up. Yep. We were together for 8 years, and I know that my relationship is a relationship that you guys looked up to, as in like, the only reason I believe in love is because I know Glenn, you know, and we still love each other so much, and it was a mutual breakup. You know, we've been together since we were 16 or 15, and now we're 24, and like he's still I love him so much, but we're just not in a relationship anymore. We are now both single, and I don't know how to make this video. I'm honestly going to post the first take, which is this one. I don't know how else to say this, but yeah, it's a mutual decision, and we love each other a lot, and that's what's happened. So yeah.
People were like, to say people were freaking out was an absolute understatement. People were absolutely losing their minds at the fact that they had broken up. So Glenn had moved in with his family at this point, and I do not remember a time when like they didn't live together. So he moved back in with his family. He was creating content still a little bit, just making like funny TikToks. He ended up doing a lot of like Twitch, like live streaming, but it kind of fizzled out after a while, and he hasn't done like a crazy amount of content since. He's still active and doing reposts on TikTok, but he's not making as much stuff as he used to. After Glenn moved out, Anna made a video kind of explaining everything. She said it was mutual. She said it had been a long time coming. She said they do have a lot of love for each other, but it kind of just fizzled out, and they're still going to be in like contact all the time. They're going to call each other out when they're sad. They're going to see each other so much as friends, but it just had fizzled out. And they had, again, like I said earlier, they'd been together since high school, so for about 8 years they'd been together. She stated multiple times there was nothing juicy about this breakup, there is no drama, and she said, I quote, "This is the most healthiest breakup on the planet Earth." Now, as a casual viewer, I personally noticed that this was kind of the beginning of the end. Have you ever watched a TV show and one of like the main characters gets killed off, or they like move away somewhere? Kind of like in the OC, how Marissa like died and then the ratings kind of went down. To me, it was that kind of situation. Anna had this mystery man around, the one that I mentioned earlier that was like on the holidays with her and her family. He was appearing again in the background of videos, like in her house. Fans had noticed he had a water bottle that ended up on the side of her bed and like sunnies and stuff. So people were noticing things around her house that were his, that like you usually wouldn't leave at a friend's house, or even like a family friend or like a distant cousin's house. Now, she has another man, seems totally fine, right? Well, not really, because Anna was so open with her fans. That was what made her so personable and likable as an influencer. She was open about everything in her life with her fans. So when this new guy came along and she was essentially hiding him and just ignoring the fact that he was there in her life, Fans really weren't happy about that. She never really came out and said like, hey guys, I'm actually seeing someone new now and I don't really want to show them on camera, so if you could respect that. She just let fans kind of speculate for ages. This also happened with Atis. Atis kind of had a mystery girl that was in the background of a lot of Anna's videos, and fans were speculating about her as well. In late October 2023, Anna actually addressed it and said his name was Emmerich and he was a family friend. And like I said, from that point on, he was in everything. He was at their house. He was when like they would go to the cafe. He went to the beach with them. He had never been around before when Glenn was there. So this was so out of the ordinary. Even though Anna was seeing this Emmerich guy, she was still really close with Glenn. They did share a lot of pets together. They shared birds, they shared hairless cats, they shared a puppy. So they would see each other often and they would feature in each other's content. Anytime Glenn was featured, the views and likes were just so much higher than a lot of her stuff because fans were so nostalgic about Glenn. Like they felt like they knew him, and to have him just kind of disappear was really upsetting. So fans were always so happy to see Glenn again. Like I mentioned earlier, Anna did a collab with Stax. She also like was thinking about selling t-shirts. I remember there was one point where she had like cards that would be like the thank you that she'll put in stuff, and she was always saying she was working on stuff, but nothing ever really came out until around this time when she broke up with Glenn, when she was on the holidays, when Emmerich came onto the scene. She released Paullie. Now Paullie is a really cute affordable skincare brand that is owned by Anna, and she features in all of it. She even did a collab with Hi Smile, you know that like kind of toothpaste that has like the weird flavors. It'll have like cinnamon or like watermelon. She did a fairy floss one. It has Paullie on big letters, and yeah, she kind of collabed her brand with Hi Smile, which was massive. Hi Smile is a massive brand, and they do have a lot of stuff on TikTok. They're very marketable. I ended up actually blocking Hi Smile on TikTok because I got sick of all their ads. Okay, I know I said this like isn't an opinion piece, but to me this next part is just like insanely wild, and I do not comprehend it or understand it, and I never will, and it's still like, it's just a weird thing that happened. Please tell me if you agree, but on February 17th, 2024, Anna surprised her ex-boyfriend Glenn with his dream car. Now I have to read out this car. It is a 1992 Nissan Skyline R32 GTR. So both Anna's family and Glenn's family went out for dinner together. Again, I don't understand why they're going out for dinner when they're broken up. It's just interesting. But then she took him down to the car park afterwards to show him her new car, which had been wrapped for the Paullie Hi Smile collab. She had the car parked next to her car, surprised him with it. I'm gonna play you the video because I just need you to see this because I still don't understand. I just don't understand. It's so wholesome. His reaction is like so beautiful and wholesome. But again, they had broken up at this point. She was seeing someone else, and I just don't understand why she did this.
I bought Glenn his dream car. I bought him a Nissan GTR and he doesn't know, it's a surprise. So right now we're on the way to dinner, our whole family and his whole family, and then afterwards we're going to surprise him and I'm going to show you, and I'm really excited because he's wanted this car our whole lives, like ever since I've known him, right? And I don't give a fuck if he's my ex-boyfriend. Let me buy my ex-boyfriend his dream car. So excited, so excited. Okay, we're in the car park and I think I can hear Glenn's dad coming with it. Glenn still doesn't know, he's going to know after dinner, but I can hear a loud car and I think it might be it, so let's have a look right there. It is. I've seen this in real life. I just straight up bought it. That's fucking sick. That is... Oh my god, he is gonna flip. Oh my god. We have parked the car next to my car. Glenn is up at dinner waiting for us. He has no idea. And after dinner, we're gonna come down. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, look at the wrap of my car. It's crazy. And then he's gonna be like, oh my god, that's my dream car parked next to your car. And then I'm gonna beep, beep, unlock it and give him the keys. Okay, let's go eat. Hi, we're at dinner. Do you like it? Delish?
I love it. It's so good.
The best. Yeah. Oh my god, dinner. Okay, Glenn's gonna see my wrap. Yeah. Look at my car, not the fucking car next to it. Bro. You like it? It's fresh. And you like this one?
This one's even better.
It's yours. It's yours. It's yours.
Holy fuck.
story. This is actually fucking crazy. Go.
So, how do I start?
So you're on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. then
Yep,
what?
I was on the highway, and R32 passes me
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
And it's your dream car, and you want
It's my dream car. I was driving pretty slow because we were eating or something, whatever it was. And it zoomed past us, so I started to drive faster to go see it. Little did I know,
It's the same car.
it was already, it was 1 week before it was in my possession.
So he was on the highway, he saw it, he's like, that's my dream car, I've got to go like up to it and have a look at it. And you said, he said, that's my car. He's like, that's my car, like
That's just what I've always called R32s at this point.
Yeah, so he's on the
It just
highway.
is my car.
Like, oh look, that's my car, that's my car. And Steph is like, and it was actually his fucking car, it's right there, and now he owns it. But it's so cool.
But that's way before you decided on it.
Yeah, he sees his dream car on the highway, he's like, look, that's my car, and that was his actual car that I bought. And now you have it.
Okay, so the tea is about to get like so extremely spicy, like mouth-burning spicy. So a reminder to just hydrate, girls. We're gonna stay hydrated this summer. We're gonna have clear skin and we're gonna hydrate. Okay, so as wild and crazy as that whole thing was, literally the next day, Vera Salt comes into the picture. Vera Salt is another TikToker who is also an OnlyFans model. Now, I know a lot of people are not fans of Vera. I know that. I'm not taking sides. Vera has a very checkered past and she has a very large digital footprint. Now, I'm not here to do a deep dive into Vera Salt. That can be someone else's situation. I'm focusing on Anna Paul and this whole situation. Again, I'm not taking sides. I'm just spilling what was put on the internet for all you to enjoy for entertainment purposes. Vera has been through a lot recently. She had a beautiful baby boy named Cash who recently passed away from SIDS, which is so unimaginably upsetting and devastating. No matter if you like her or not, having a child pass away, I think he was only like 7, 8, maybe 10 weeks old. Having a child pass away is devastating. And it doesn't matter if someone's done some horrible things. A child, like your own child, your own blood dying at such a young age, you should never bury your child. So she's been through a lot recently. Again, this is February 2024. Vera posted a 5-minute TikTok that has now been deleted, kind of exposing Anna and the treatment of Anna's dad, Papa. The lady Vera hired to babysit her baby from time to time became her really close friend, and she was saying that she was going on a date with Papa, like Papa Paul, Anna's dad, right? And that now he was like living in his like van car situation and doing DoorDash for a living, and he was like pretty much just asking for like water and like the smallest bit of pizza or something. It was a whole situation, and apparently he wasn't allowed to live in the house. Attis and Anna were treating him really bad, and apparently Mama was like, oh, like you should buy me this because like if you don't, that means you love Papa more than me. Again, I'm not saying this is what happened. I am just saying the facts that I found online. Anna went quiet for a few days and waited for things to calm down. Her fans were out in full force defending her, and then she came back and posted like a regular vlog and kind of subtly debunked things. She spoke about how her dad kind of wanted to live in a van and he was doing like a hippie van life situation. However, in previous videos, this was like never kind of brought up. It was just assumed that he lived with them. He does go to Germany a lot for family, I assume. But again, it just was like an assumption that he lived with Anna and Attis and Mama. Now, Vera got a lot of hate for this, like an extreme amount of hate, right? She did say she tried to talk to Anna about this privately before she made it public. She did post a screenshot of this, which I will put here. As you can see, she was kind of left on red, so that's when she became public about it because she didn't think this treatment was very nice, especially when Anna was such like a wholesome image and saying that like she cares so much about her family. Vera thought it wasn't a good thing that Anna was letting her dad live in such bad conditions and that she was treating him poorly. So Anna pretty much pretended like this never happened. She let her fans do all the defending for her and just pretty much went on as normal in her life. Anna was spending a lot of time in Los Angeles, California, and it was another reason fans were kind of just like falling off because there was no reason for her to be there. She wasn't going over on a holiday or doing some brand stuff. She was just living in LA and no one kind of knew why, and she never really addressed it. So Again, fans weren't super thrilled at the idea that she was hiding things from them. And I'd like to mention her alleged boyfriend Emmerich was also there as well this whole time. She was flying back home from time to time, and she was releasing multiple products through her brand Paullie, which I had mentioned earlier. Now in November/December 2024, Anna was doing a lot of giveaways with Paullie. And it's kind of hard to explain these giveaways, so I'm just going to kind of show you the video and that will explain everything.
I am about to go shopping for you to buy you everything that you want and put in your Paullie orders randomly again. And I'm going so much bigger this time, you have no idea. I already have 2 MacBooks and 2 Dyson Airwraps because I know that you guys love them. And if you shop in the first 2 hours, then you can get one of those. Because I'm going shopping now and I'm going to be reading the comments live and shopping as I read them. So say I read like digital camera, I'm going into the shop. I'm going to say, give me every digital camera you have. I'm buying so much, I'm going to go so big. I got boxes and boxes full of these and I'm going to put one in every single order until they run out. And that's going to take a long time. I got so many. My phone is actually stuck to the wall right now using one of these. Look. It's just stuck on the wall. Do you see? Hi. I'm going so huge. There are no limits. I just want to buy you everything. I want to go so crazy. So start commenting. Like now, it's gonna go till Monday night. So many people are gonna get something and you have to post if you get it or send it to me, anything, just so I can prove that this is real, okay? So none of the comments are like, this is fake. No, please tag me, please. I wanna see it, I wanna see all the gifts that you get. If you don't wanna tag me, if you don't wanna post it, that's so fine, but send me a photo or send Paullie a photo so that we can post it at least just for proof, okay? Because you know how the internet is, you know, people are crazy. So yeah, it's all real, please post it and so many of you are gonna get something. I'm so excited, it's gonna be so good, it's gonna be so big.
These are just some of the gifts that are going in your orders, and I'm here in the warehouse to pack some orders today. We have the July suitcases, the Stanley cups, the teddy, which we hid something inside if you saw that video, the iPads, the bags, the sunglasses, the gift cards, the makeup, not everything. And this isn't even everything. Even these, we have all the gift cards and the Mecca $100 gift cards everywhere. Oh, and the sunscreens, of course. But I'm going to start with the Switch because the lady who gave her answer gave such a beautiful answer. And she also said that her son really, really wants a Switch and that she's struggling this Christmas. So I think this will be so nice for her to receive.
Obviously, people were running to purchase things from her website in hopes to get something. Literally anything, which created an influx of orders. My For You page on TikTok was filled with people doing like unboxings to try and get like a reaction. They're like unboxing my Paullie order to see if I want anything. Like it was all over my For You page. Majority of the people either got nothing at all or they got those like phone sticky things that you would like put on the back of your phone. You could like stick to anywhere. It was like Paullie branded. Some people got like the High Smile Paullie toothpaste as well. You guys know this is a deep dive and I did my research. I went through so many TikToks to try and find any of these like prize winners, right? And I'm gonna read out videos that I found. So 2 people found $50 gift cards. I saw 1 Stanley Cup. I saw 1 Dyson Airwrap and 1 of the like large pieces of luggage. And I vaguely remember seeing an iPad, but again, this was like when it was all happening a couple of months ago. I could not find that video, but I do remember someone getting an iPad. But majority of the videos I found were people that were so mad that they fell for this like marketing scheme. Even like people were ordering just like 1 lip balm or like 1 lip scrub. Some people were ordering multiple things to try and get something. I know people were even putting in like multiple orders to try and get something. And there was one girl and they shipped all of her items together even though she did multiple orders, which means she was paying extra for shipping anyway. People were obviously upset they fell for the marketing scheme and kind of blamed themselves. People moved on really quickly. It was Christmas time, it was holidays. They weren't gonna let this kind of bother them. At the end of the day, I guess no one was making them buy the products in hopes to get something. They were all blaming themselves for this, right? And for like the 5,000th billionth time, Anna's content never changed. She never deviated from this. She was still going back and forth to Los Angeles. She went to the TikTok Awards. She went to like the Skims flagship store opening. She met Paris Hilton. She did content with Katy Perry. She was really thriving and like nothing was like throwing her off at this point. Now it's time to get in the reason we're all here. The reason I made this deep dive. The reason people are talking. The reason Anna hasn't posted for a few days, and as of the time I'm filming this video, she has lost 300,000 followers from TikTok and it is still going down. Everybody, please welcome back Michaela Testa. And I'm gonna say this, I'm pronouncing her name wrong, I do it all the time. It's just the way it rolls off my tongue. Please welcome back Mick. Tuesday the 28th of January at roughly 11 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, Michaela Testa released an 8-minute and 49-second TikTok, starting with, "There are a lot of things wrong with Anna Paul." As you can see, she reads off the screen the entire time, and the caption was, "I speak better when my words are on paper," with the love heart thing. I will link this full video below, but because it goes for so long, I'm just gonna recap it for you. So Mick starts the video talking about how Anna isn't body positive like her whole brand and wholesome nature kind of says online. She talks about how in 2021, a plus size fan came up to Anna in South Bank in Queensland and asked for a hug and a picture. Now this fan was saying that like, Anna has helped her feel comfortable in her skin, she's saved her. This fan was really emotional at the fact she was meeting one of her idols, right? Once the fan walked away, Anna turned to Addis and said that that fan was annoying and gross and she didn't want to accept the hug from her because she was fat and sweaty. Mick went on to say that seeing Anna in this light was really disturbing and that her fans really meant nothing to her. Followed by how she palms off her pets to other people, which is, yeah, interesting because we don't usually see much of the pets anymore. I know she did post her bird recently, but a lot of the pets went to Glenn's house when he moved with them. She also had horses at one stage and we like never ever see the horses anymore. So Mick said she received a lot of hate for not creating content the way Anna did. The main talking point in Mick's video is that Anna is promoting her OnlyFans on her Instagram story, saying that she's giving back to her Instagram subscribers, right? Now, Anna has done this before and videos are still up on her TikTok. She links her OnlyFans and people subscribe for the chance to maybe get sent $200, $300, $400 from Anna. Now, Anna posted this Insta story in the morning and 7 hours later was when she started sending money. So she let her fans accumulate on OnlyFans over the 7 hours before she actually started sending money. Does this sound familiar? Because this is a very similar situation to the Paullie giveaways we heard of before, right? Mick talked about if Anna really wanted to give back to her loyal fans, she would do so on a free platform like Instagram where they could submit like a request in her DMs and she could send them money. Or if she wanted to give back to her OnlyFans subscribers, she could do that privately within the platform itself. Mick goes on to say that if you charge like an entry fee in order to win something, in Australia it's classed as a lottery, right? So Anna is obviously not licensed or authorized to run lotteries in Australia, and it goes against the terms and conditions of OnlyFans and Instagram. Mick goes on to explain how it is pretty much exploitation to Anna's young fans, luring them to a site with 18 plus content on it. And again, they're so young that this is just so wild that she's doing that. Whilst Michaela does do OnlyFans, she is not putting out these incentives for people to subscribe in order to win a giveaway / win a lump sum of money. Now this is juicy. So she talks about Anna and Attis, right? And she talks about how publicly and truthfully she's never really spoken about the relationship. She spoke about how she broke up with Addis, right? And that everything she will say will hold up in a court of law. This is wild. She is saying that she has receipts and proof for everything about this relationship, and everything that she says is true because it can hold up in a court of law. Now, trigger warning for everything pretty much here. She said that Attis physically abused her multiple times and he threatened to hurt himself or end his life if she left him. She mentions that there was financial abuse, that he would take lump sums of money, he would take almost 50% of her income because he was managing her when there was no like real managing happening. She said after they broke up that a lot of money went missing from her online accounts, and she thinks that Addis didn't think she would know, but she did confront Addis and he fessed up to everything and returned all the money that he took. She also noticed some of the crypto went missing for the accounts that he set up for her. Now apparently a lot of it you can't like track because it's anonymous. Again, I don't know much about crypto, but there was money missing or coins or crypto missing, and she confronted Anna and Addis about it and they manipulated her into thinking that she was crazy. She literally called him a cold-blooded scammer. Apparently he's done a lot of illegal stuff that she can't talk about because he was underage when it happened. And the whole crypto scam that I mentioned like a few years back, she asked him to end it multiple times because it was ruining her reputation as well. She also brought up Addis's ex-girlfriend Alice, who was mentioned earlier about their underage relationship. She said that she believed Alice, she messaged Alice, said she believed it, and she even told Addis that she believed it. And when she told this, a fight broke out and he threatened to end his life. She said that scamming runs through the family, which is wild because both of her parents are amazing people. and her dad was earning 3 times the average income in Australia. Apparently there was one time where Anna's dad called Anna out in the living room asking her why she's posting all these lies saying they grew up poor. But she was saying it's all for her backstory and she needs this so she can get the underdog role. Michaela talks about how they grew up with a built-in pool by the lake and their house was gorgeous. They definitely were not poor. She goes on to talk about how Anna and her have been friends since they were 15, but she was just over her conning people and exploiting people for money. And that she knows she's going to get a lot of backlash for this, but she can stand on her own 2 feet, and she knows that Anna's brainwashed fans are going to come for her. Which is obviously a really scary thing because Anna has had people try and come for her before, but her fans really just kind of drown it out, and Anna acts like nothing happened. She doesn't have to defend herself because her fans are doing it for her. Mick just wanted to kind of speak her truth and get it out there, and she has no kind of gain from this either. She's just living her life with her fiance and they're just really enjoying life, and there's really not much happening where she would gain from this. So Michaela's TikTok has obviously gone wild. It is currently Friday evening in Australia and this came out Tuesday. It's currently on 17.8 million views with 2.2 million likes. It is talked about everywhere. Whilst Anna's fans are still defending her, there is a larger group of people who are online investigators who have been digging deep and deep into the droves of the internet, coming up with things from Anna's Instagram, her TikTok. Everything lives online and people are finding out things and pretty much backing up Michaela's story with a lot of it. One of the big things that people have been talking about is Anna saying that she was poor growing up and it was kind of an underdog story that everyone was rooting for. It was a video that Anna was saying that she had her last $20 and the family spent them on prawns, and people are like, well, if you had $20, why would you buy? You could buy bread, milk, pasta. Like, things she is saying are so wild.
I know what it's like to grow up with no money on Christmas. You know, my parents spent their last $20 on prawns so that we could have like a nice meal. My brother and I, we used to wrap plastic bottles, like orange juice bottles, and put them under the tree so it looks like we have a lot of presents like other families.
For example, she would say that her and Addis would wrap up plastic bottles and put them under the tree so it looked more full. People like certified divers are going right down her Instagram and they are finding Louis Vuitton from when she was like 14. They're finding Tiffany, Michael Kors watches from when she was very, very young. And she's saying she grew up poor, but she literally has personalized Louis Vuitton stuff. And the amount of Tiffany boxes that are in this photo is insane. Like, first class flights, everything. It's actually insane. Ski trips with her family. These aren't things that like poor people do, and people are not happy about this. They are not happy in the slightest. Like I mentioned, this happened on Tuesday and it's currently Friday, so this situation is unfolding as we speak. And as I say this, Anna has not come out and said a word. She has been radio silence across all of her platforms. For someone who was chronically online and posting pretty much every day, Instagram, TikTok, she has been radio silent. The most recent posts on both her Instagram and TikTok are flooded with people saying, you have to speak up, why aren't you speaking? Do you know you have 30 minutes? Like, people are not happy with what has been said about Anna and they want her to say something. There was even a comment on her Instagram from a journalist from news.com.au asking to speak to her, and she's trying to get in contact with her about this illegal lottery syndicate that she's running, which is like wild. This clearly isn't the end of things. Like, things are still going to happen, information's going to come out. Anna will have to speak at some point, I assume. I highly doubt she's just going to go radio silent forever. This could be the end, I don't know. But I will do a follow-up video when more information comes to light, when more things come out. So if you guys have any questions, please drop them below. If you have any information you want to share or experiences, please drop them below. Or if you want to remain anonymous, this is my email here. Please send me an email. You will be 100% fully anonymous. If you take away anything from this deep dive, it is don't scam people and don't lie on the internet, because everything is out there and nothing is fully deleted off the internet. And also don't run illegal scam things. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, any questions, anything at all, send me an email, drop it in the comments. Please subscribe because I will be posting another video as soon as I can. Stay safe out there and I'll see you guys later.